Leda, waking up and deciding to wear normal blue jeans instead of black pants is a simple, fast morning choice, but standing completely frozen in the middle of a massive supermarket staring at 45 different types of creamy peanut butter for an entire hour is an absolute psychological breakdown.
Staring at peanut butter for an hour. Sam, please do not tell me you started crying in the breakfast aisle because you could not pick between smooth and crunchy. Welcome to a highly confusing, completely frozen episode of the English Unscripted podcast, everyone. I am Lita.
And I am Sam, the man who officially wants someone else to make all his adult choices. Today, guys, we are completely diving into the terrible nightmare of decision-making, the absolute panic of ordering food at a new restaurant, and why having too many options makes your human brain completely shut down.
It is definitely a massive brain freeze, Sam. We have 3 highly stressful chapters for you today, guys. First, we are talking about the absolute terror of massive restaurant menus. Then we will explore the extreme danger of choosing a movie to watch on a Friday night. And finally, we will talk about why making big life decisions makes you want to hide directly under your warm bed.
3 chapters of pure choice therapy. But wait, Leda, before I tell you exactly how my peanut butter panic almost made me wear my Aunt Gertrude's hideous neon green sweater with the 20 ringing bells again, just to avoid making a simple clothing choice, we have a very special musical mission for our language learners today.
Oh, absolutely. What is the big musical strategy for our listeners this time, Sam? We need them to sing the vocabulary out loud.
Listeners, if you want to completely master this beautiful language and never freeze when you are speaking, you absolutely cannot just listen to this audio once. You have to treat this podcast exactly like your absolute favorite catchy radio song.
A catchy radio song. I completely love singing loudly in my car, Sam. How do we actually listen to our English like a hit music track?
Well, the very first time you listen, you're just enjoying the beautiful melody. You listen to the funny story, you laugh at my ringing green sweater, and you just feel the rhythm of the new words. But the second time, you completely become the famous lead singer. You pause the track, you study the text lyrics, and you loudly repeat the heavy vocabulary words until you completely memorize the entire chorus.
Yes, memorize that vocabulary chorus, guys. Be the famous lead singer. So, Sam, please tell me you did not actually put on the ringing green sweater to go to a nice public place.
I completely threw the noisy sweater directly onto the floor, Leda. I finally chose a safe blue shirt, and I met my friends at a brand new, highly expensive Italian restaurant. I was so incredibly hungry and ready to eat, but then the waiter handed me a menu that looked exactly like a massive, heavy university textbook. It had exactly 12 pages of tiny text and 200 different pasta dishes.
Oh my goodness. 12-page menu, Sam? That is way too many choices for your tired adult brain. How long did you actually stare at the giant book before the waiter came back?
I stared at the tiny black words for 20 entire minutes, Leda. My friends completely finished ordering their food, and the tall waiter looked directly at me with his pen ready. I looked at the chicken, I looked at the fish, and my mind went totally, completely blank. I could not make a single solid choice to save my life.
Honestly, Sam, hearing how you completely froze and couldn't pick a single piece of pasta out of 200 delicious options, I think that's a wonderfully annoying, highly confusing vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Indecisive.
Yes, indecisive. It's an excellent B2 adjective that describes a person who is completely unable to make a clear choice, or takes an incredibly long time to decide what to do because they're totally afraid of making the wrong choice, like staring at a massive restaurant menu and being completely, totally indecisive while the waiter aggressively waits for your order.
Listeners, you definitely need to practice this completely frozen, confusing word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Pick your pasta quickly.
Indecisive.
Indecisive. I was being incredibly, totally indecisive later. I honestly just wanted to drink a glass of tap water and go home. And that actually makes me very curious about our confused listeners.
Oh, we definitely need to hear their daily struggles. Listeners, we have our first very confusing, indecisive question for you right now. When you finally have free time on the weekend, what is the absolute hardest, most difficult everyday decision you have to make? Is it choosing a single movie to watch on the internet out of thousands of options, or maybe deciding exactly what to cook for a simple dinner?
Tell us your absolute worst indecisive moments in the comments down below. We desperately need to know I'm not the only adult who completely freezes at dinner time. So, Leda, do you want to know exactly what terrible words came out of my mouth when the angry waiter finally tapped his pen on the wooden table? I completely panicked, Leda. The waiter loudly tapped his metal pen, my friends were silently staring at me, and my tired adult brain totally melted. So I just closed my eyes tightly, slammed my finger down on the heavy menu, and yelled the very first Italian word my finger landed on.
Oh no! You completely closed your eyes? Sam, what did your magic panicked finger actually choose? Please tell me it was just a nice, safe plate of hot cheese pizza?
I honestly wish it was just boring cheese, Leda, but the waiter smiled, took the massive book, and 20 minutes later he brought me a giant cold plate of raw squid tentacles, completely covered in thick black ink sauce.
Ew, raw squid tentacles in black ink? That sounds exactly like a terrible, scary ocean monster. What did your friends say when that alien food arrived directly at your table?
They looked at my terrified face, and my best friend laughed and asked me why I chose the absolute weirdest, most dangerous thing on the 12-page menu, and I just looked at him with my sad, hungry eyes, and I formally replied, I do not know.
Oh, wait a minute, guys. Listeners, I have a fantastic native secret for you right here. Did you hear how Sam just pronounced the words do not know? He sounded incredibly confused, but also exactly like a slow, broken computer trying to process a terrible system error.
Oh no, did I sound completely robotic while my stomach was crying over raw squid later? I thought I don't know was the absolute perfect, clear way to explain my massive human confusion.
It's absolutely perfect if you're writing a highly formal English grammar exam, Sam. But when native speakers are talking fast, especially when we are completely panicked and highly indecisive about our terrible life choices, we just smash the words together and say, dunno. I don't know.
Oh, dunno. I don't know why I ordered the squid. That sounds so much faster and incredibly relaxed, Leda. It completely hides my terrible restaurant panic.
Exactly. Use dunno when you want to sound completely natural and casually confused in normal conversation, guys. I don't know where my keys are. I don't know what to eat tonight. So, Sam, did you actually try to eat the black ink tentacles to look like a brave adult?
I ate exactly 2 tiny bites, Leda, and then I drank 4 massive glasses of cold tap water and went to home to eat cheap peanut butter in the dark.
Peanut butter in the dark. You are a complete culinary disaster, Sam. But honestly, choosing a terrible plate of alien seafood is just a fast, personal stomach problem. The absolute worst, most relationship-destroying decision happens when you sit on the comfortable living room sofa on a Friday night and you try to choose a single movie to watch with your family. So, guys, throw away your raw squid and grab the TV remote because we're scrolling straight into Chapter 2. We are going to explore the extreme danger of digital streaming platforms, why you spend an entire hour looking at colorful movie covers, and the absolute tragedy of falling deeply asleep before you even press play. Let's go.
Lita, surviving a terrible plate of raw black squid is just a bad Friday dinner. But coming home to your safe, warm living room, sitting on the comfortable sofa with a massive bowl of hot buttered popcorn, and turning on the smart television to choose one single relaxing movie is an absolute psychological trap.
A psychological trap on this sofa? Sam, you have thousands of amazing Hollywood movies waiting for you. It is supposed to be the most relaxing, fun part of the entire week.
It is a total lie, Lita. I opened the big streaming app and suddenly there were hundreds of tiny, colorful boxes staring directly at my tired face. There was comedy, action, horror, and heavy documentaries about angry penguins. I swear, Lita, I held the black plastic remote and I looked at much movies for 45 entire minutes.
Wait, Sam. You looked at much movies? The strict English grammar police are absolutely taking the black remote out of your hand right now. You never, ever use the word much for things you can physically count, my tired friend. You cannot easily count water, so you say much water, but you can absolutely count digital videos. You just say, I looked at many movies. Many.
Oh, right. Thank you, Officer Lita. I looked at many movies. My popcorn brain completely forgot the basic countable rules because there were literally 5,000 different actors screaming on my television screen. I watched 10 different action trailers, I read 15 long movie summaries, and honestly, having that massive amount of choices completely breaks your human brain. It is just way too much information to process on a Friday night.
Honestly, Sam, hearing how you stared at thousands of colorful boxes and felt completely broken by the massive amount of choices, I think that is a wonderfully stressful, highly descriptive vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Overwhelming.
Yes, overwhelming. It's an excellent B2 adjective that describes a situation, a feeling, or an amount of choices that is so massive, so incredibly intense, and so difficult to deal with that you just completely freeze and cannot make a simple decision, like staring at 5,000 movie options on your television and finding it completely, totally overwhelming.
Listeners, you absolutely need to practice this completely stressful, massive word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Turn off the television screen.
O, v, well, ming.
Overwhelming. The streaming app was completely overwhelming, Lita. I honestly just wanted someone to break into my house and force me to watch a boring documentary. And that actually makes me very curious about our relaxed listeners.
Oh, we definitely need to hear their Friday night failures. Listeners, we have our second very overwhelming digital question for you right now. When you sit on your comfortable sofa on a weekend, what is the absolute worst movie habit you have? Do you actually scroll through the new options for an entire hour, get completely exhausted, and then just watch the exact same old comedy show you have already seen 20 times before?
Tell us your absolute worst movie scrolling habits in the comments down below. We desperately need to know I am not the only adult who cannot pick a simple digital video. So, Lita, do you want to know exactly what happened when the popcorn got completely cold after an hour of searching?
I'm absolutely covering my mouth, Sam. Please do not tell me you scrolled through 5,000 colorful boxes and then just turned the television off completely.
I didn't even have the energy to press the red power button, Lita. I was completely frozen by the choices. I just closed my tired eyes for exactly 5 minutes to rest from the bright digital screen. And suddenly, I woke up in the complete dark. It was 3 in the morning, the buttered popcorn was totally freezing cold, and the hard plastic remote control was physically stuck to my right cheek.
Oh my goodness. The plastic remote was stuck to your sleeping face, Sam? You completely missed the entire Friday night because you paused for way too long.
I absolutely did, Lita. I paused, I waited, and I completely missed my relaxing weekend because I was so incredibly terrified of picking a boring movie. Honestly, Sam, hearing how you paused for an entire hour and completely delayed your fun evening because you were so uncertain about choosing the wrong video, I think that is a wonderfully slow, highly delayed vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Hesitate.
Yes, hesitate. It's an excellent B2 verb that means to pause before you do or say something, or completely delay making a simple choice, usually because you're nervous, worried, or totally unsure about the final result, like staring at a television screen for 45 minutes and completely hesitating until you fall deeply asleep on the cold sofa.
Listeners, you absolutely need to practice this completely slow, delayed word and say it with us right now. Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Turn off the television screen. Hesitate. I completely hesitated for an entire hour, Lita. I'm officially selling my smart television tomorrow morning.
I completely support that relaxing decision, Sam. You should definitely just read a quiet paper book instead. But honestly, hesitating over a silly digital movie or a plate of raw squid is just a tiny, harmless weekend problem, because the absolute most terrifying, panic-inducing moment of the human experience happens when you have to make a massive, life-changing choice. So guys, wash the black ink off your face and wake up from the living room, because we're packing our bags straight into Chapter 3. We are going to explore the absolute horror of major life decisions, why changing your safe corporate job feels exactly like jumping out of a flying airplane, and the terrible panic of deciding to move to a brand new city. Let's go.
Lita, waking up with a hard plastic remote control physically stuck to your face is a silly, funny weekend accident. But waking up on a dark Monday morning, drinking a cold cup of coffee, and staring at a brand new, highly official job offer on your computer screen is an absolute terrifying adult nightmare.
A terrifying nightmare? Sam, getting a shiny new job offer is supposed to be incredibly exciting. Are you finally escaping the strict bald manager and his glowing laser helmets?
I honestly want to escape him forever, Lita. A brand new, highly modern company sent me a beautiful email. They have free hot coffee, comfortable beanbag chairs, and absolutely no angry bald men in the office. But my current job is incredibly safe. I know exactly what to do every single day. If I quit my safe corporate job right now and the new modern company completely fails, I will be sleeping in a cardboard box on the cold street. I am totally stuck between two massive walls.
Oh, I completely understand that heavy feeling, Sam. You are entirely trapped in the middle of a massive choice. Honestly, guys, hearing how Sam is completely stuck between a safe, boring corporate job and a risky, exciting new company, I think that is a wonderfully difficult, highly impossible vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Dilemma.
Yes, dilemma. It is an excellent B2 noun that describes a very serious, highly difficult situation where you have to make a massive choice between two different options, and both of those options seem equally scary, totally complicated, or very stressful, like sitting at your bright computer screen and facing a massive life dilemma about changing your entire career.
Listeners, you absolutely need to practice this completely difficult, stuck word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Stop staring at your scary emails.
Dilemma.
Dilemma. This new job offer is an absolute terrifying dilemma, Lita. I honestly sat at my wooden desk, I wrote a logical list of pros and cons on a piece of white paper, and I just ended up drawing sad little faces in the corners. And that actually makes me very curious about our brave adult listeners.
Oh, we definitely need to hear their massive life choices. Listeners, we have our third and final, very serious career question for you right now. When you look back at your own adult life, what is the absolute biggest, most difficult dilemma you have ever faced? Did you have to choose between moving to a brand new, terrifying city or staying in your comfortable, boring hometown forever?
Tell us your absolute biggest life dilemmas in the comments down below. We desperately need to know I am not the only adult completely paralyzed by a simple email. So, Lita, do you want to know the terrible, highly unscientific way I finally tried to make this massive career decision?
I am absolutely covering my face right now, Sam. Please do not tell me you used a complicated mathematical computer program to decide your entire professional future.
I honestly tried to be a serious adult, Lita. I wrote a long, logical list of pros and cons, but it was just too overwhelming. So I pulled a dirty silver coin out of my pocket. I looked at the shiny ceiling, and I decided to let gravity choose my new job. I flipped the coin high into the air, but it hit the edge of my wooden desk, bounced twice, and disappeared into the dark shadows underneath.
Oh my goodness. You lost your entire future under the desk? Did you actually crawl on the floor like a desperate detective to find your answer, Sam?
I spent 10 entire minutes on my hands and knees in the dust, Lita. I finally found the silver coin, but it was not heads or tails. It was stuck perfectly sideways in a tiny crack between the rug and the floor. I spent the entire night looking at that vertical coin, changing my mind every 5 minutes. I was going to quit, then I was going to stay, then I was going to move to the forest. I just kept going back and forth forever.
Honestly, Sam, hearing how you kept changing your mind every single minute and totally failed to pick a side, I think that is a wonderfully annoying, highly indecisive vocabulary word for our listeners to deeply understand today. Vacillate.
Yes, vacillate. It is an excellent C1 verb that means to keep changing your ideas, opinions, or decisions in a way that is very annoying or totally confusing, especially because you are extremely uncertain, like a tired office worker who continues to vacillate between a safe job and a new company for 6 entire hours.
Listeners, you definitely need to practice this completely back and forth, uncertain word and say it with us right now.
Say it loud and clear in your room, guys. Pick a side and stay there.
Vacillate.
Vacillate. I was completely, totally vacillating, Lita. I honestly think I'm just going to stay in my boring office and hide from the bald manager for another year.
You are officially staying in your comfort zone, Sam. But honestly, while humans spend their entire lives vacillating over simple choices, there's one thing in this world that never hesitates: the YouTube algorithm.
Oh, absolutely. The algorithm is incredibly decisive, Lita. It looked at millions of videos and made the perfect decision to put this audio directly in front of your beautiful faces today.
Exactly. So don't vacillate anymore, guys. Make the easiest, best decision of your entire week. Stop looking at the menu and smash that subscribe button right now to tell the algorithm you want more English in your future.
Grab your silver coins and make a solid choice, guys.
Your subscription is the only decision you'll ever regret, everyone. Thank you so much for completely surviving raw squid and vertical coins with us today. Please actually pick a movie before you fall asleep tonight, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone. Stop changing your minds.